I will just hide it, not gonna turn it off. So the next step, we need to log in, right? So we will get elements from the page. So when we're gonna log in, the first thing I always do when the page is open, you need to validate the page is successfully open. So we can, for example, get this title and just check the title is present. So let's go to inspect page here, and you see login logo. It actually has very nice locator already. So we're gonna write CSS selector. It's actually a very mandatory thing for Cypress. You are not able to use Express. They're not supporting. Before they were supporting it, but at this moment they completely deprecated, so you need to use CSS or ID or like some other locators. Honestly, I'm always using CSS. For me it seems more secure. You know, sometimes pages can be more complicated, and CSS is usually very reliable element. So we're gonna do sci.get, and we're gonna pass the string of our element, and we're gonna use double quotes because inside we have single quotes. And right now that we see, like, that's how we're declaring element. But what I want to do, I want to check that this element is present. So we're gonna use assertion. The name is should, and inside should you are passing b dot visible. It should work. Let's try it. So we're gonna open our Cypress browser, and let's try to rerun it. So you can see it visits the page and it assert. And the beauty of Cypress that you can go back and forth to your test, and you can try to track what is going on, like what is wrong, where you have an error. And of course this test is so small and it's pretty clear, but sometimes tests can be very complicated, and it's really golden features that you can enjoy with Cypress. Okay, so let's just hide it for now. So this element successfully was declared. Right now let's try element for username, password, and login. So let's go, let's try username. They have very good elements. And if you see here data test, it's very recommended I would say requirements by Cypress. Ask developer to add special like attribute and value for QA. So this attribute and value doesn't give any values to the page itself. It's only for QA benefits, and to be honest, naming can be completely different. I assume that it is made for QA purpose. Sometimes they call it QA attribute, QA like really it can have different name. I'm more than sure they have some particular requirements, but for QA standpoint, the only important part for us is that it is there and it's making our life easier. So in case your automation, like for example, let's say your application has very complicated locators, you can try to request from your developers in any potential new stories that they're working, they can add special attribute for QA. So we're gonna use that's pretty good attribute and value. So if you see, they have input and then data test, and let's say username. Yeah, so we see one locator perfectly, and we're gonna declare it same way here. So we're gonna pass in double quotes. At this moment we are not gonna validate at this moment. I want to first collect all the elements and we can just work with them. So right now we have all the elements, and for username and password we need to pass the value. So when we want to pass the value, we're gonna create we are not gonna create, we're just gonna use a method that coming from JavaScript. It's a type, and we're gonna pass the values that we want here, and we will take the first username. Password for all users is the same, so we're gonna just use this one. Yeah, and right now we want to click on this button because login button is click. And let's try to run our tests. And if you saw, we validated that the page is visible, then username, typed it, then password, typed it, and then click login, and we can see right now the page itself when after login. So when we logged in, we need to verify that we successfully inside the application. You can do different type of assertions. I always encourage to have at least 2, even 3. First thing, you can check URL, some titles on the page, and some other locators. So let's just close it here. I'm gonna log in. Okay, and I see that URL a little bit changed. Let's just copy it and paste it right here. So see, we got inventory.html. So we can do one assertion. We can say our URL contains specific words. So we're gonna do Cypress site.url, and then we're gonna do should, and inside we're gonna have 2 parameters. So first one we will write include, so it's like a type of method, and here we're gonna write the part that we want to check. Yeah, and it's successfully, so we can see assert expected result includes this piece. So it worked successfully. And let's do one more assertion. Let's say check it out, maybe cart sign. We have shopping cart. See, data test shopping cart. So let's write a test shopping cart, and it's successful here. Now same strategy, and let's take one more. Let's say products. So see, have data test title. Let's try to use it, and we will see. In case it's not going to be very good, we can always modify it. Okay, something we have here spam. Always is better to check locators first here before you try, because sometimes you can have a typo and you will very long debug what is wrong. I would say here we can just check if it's visible, and here we can check similar to our URL that it is include products. So we can do should contain. Okay, so see, contain work. So we can add should be visible. So here it should be visible and should contain product type. Let's try it. It worked. And here before typing we can also add should be visible. Sorry, should be visible, and before click, let's try it, and it's working perfectly. So at this moment we create our logging test and we validated that it is successfully logged in. So our next video will be about how to store all those locators inside another page and then call it inside our specs. So go to next video and see you there.